There she be, the mighty Mississippi. Oh, it's a lovely day. Mississippi is known as the Magnolia State. I've never been here before. They're all decked out for Christmas. Look, it's a little crepe myrtle courtyard. It's flat on the Louisiana side, and you have these bluffs on the Natchez side. Don't know what causes the bluffs. Maybe it's the river built them up. Don't know. Recognize these relics? Let's see if it has a dial tone. Dead as a doornail. I like this little courtyard here with the arbor on the end. Crepe myrtles framing its sides. A bale of cotton. Eli Whitney invented the gin, which revolutionized the cotton production industry. Cotton. At the same time as the cotton gin was revolutionizing production, demand for cotton was fueled by other inventions of the Industrial Revolution. Machines to spin and weave cotton and steamboats to transport it to mills in England and New England. The manufacture of inexpensive, mass-produced fabric was one of the Industrial Revolution's first achievements. Mound builders of the Mississippi, 800 to 1700. For hundreds of years, the people we call the Natchez lived in scattered villages in the Natchez Bluffs region. They interacted with larger groups of indigenous people, the Choctaws and Chickasaw, in a complex social and economic network. Perhaps the last vestige of what archaeologists call the Mississippian culture. The Natchez grew maize, corn, as a central part of their diet. A sun-worshipping people who called their leader the Great Sun. The Natchez, like other Mississippian people, built large ceremonial mounds in which they placed their temple and houses for their leaders. Some of these flat-top earthen mounds added to over centuries were hundreds of feet high. Their construction and religious character reinforced a sense of cultural identity and continuity amongst Natchez people. Now, how much did a cotton bale weigh? The ship is put in burlap and compressed, I'm sure. Bowls, bales, and a gin. Cotton boom and bust. For many years, cotton was central to the Natchez story. At the end of the 1700s, the Natchez region was one of the areas that pioneered cotton agriculture in the United States. Through the first half of the 1800s, the slave-based cotton economy generated vast wealth for the Natchez elite, but the Civil War and the crop failures in 1866 and 1867 brought economic collapse for the Natchez planter class. After the Civil War, cotton remained an important crop, mostly grown through an impressive system of sharecropping that effectively kept recently freed African Americans in economic bondage. The boll weevil's arrival in the region in 1907, came from Mexico, spelled the end of the cotton era and the foundation of the Southern economy. Hey, boll weevil, hey, boll weevil. Loaded to the guards. The steamboats transported the cotton bells. The sounds of Natchez. Here, the rollicking fiddle and banjo music of Mississippi riverboatmen. Here, the elegant sounds of classical music resonated from parlor pianos of elite Natchez nabobs. Nabobs, you don't hear that word very much. Here were soulful spirituals and work songs of enslaved Africans evolved into jazz and blues. Here, a young Jerry Lee Lewis, the killer, sneaked into juke joints to listen to music played by the descendants of former slaves, inspiring a new style of music. Here, the songs of Hound Dog Taylor and other artists continue the blues tradition. Have yourself a Mississippi Christmas, rocking the day away. Look at these rocking chairs. Massive, and then they're made out of red cedar. Wow. Even James Bowie is getting into the Christmas spirit. Jim Bowie. This would be Bowie's Sandbar Fight. September 19, 1827. A formal duel on a sandbar up from Natchez, following the rules of ancient Code du Leo. Duello. For protecting men's honor. Their duel had begun with a formal challenge. The appointed witnesses, or seconds on each side, negotiated terms for the duel and solved the use of dueling pistols in a set distance. After exchanging 2 shots with no injuries, both Maddox and Wells retained their honor and shook hands as friends. But afterwards, a violent fight broke out between 16 or so men who were present, as depicted by the statue by Roy Butler of Las Vegas, Nevada. At this point, Jim Bowie, a famous inventor of the Bowie knife, was severely wounded, had been severely wounded, shot, beaten in the head with a pistol, stabbed in his chest with a sword by Major Norris Wright, support of Wells. Wright advanced to stab him again, but Bowie pulls out the point of his big knife, killing him. Bowie was shot twice more, stabbed by another member of the group. The fight left 4 men dead and another 4 wounded. This dramatic example of frontier violence received national newspaper coverage, and the fame of Jim Bowie's big knife spread across the world. Bowie survived the sandbar fight, but died fighting for the Texas independence at the Battle of the Alamo, 1836. Wow, here's a replica of the city. There's the bridge over the Mississippi, Highway 84. You see how it's, the grid is concentrated along the river bluffs. And this is where the Natchez Trace begins. Natchez downtown. Natchez under the hill. Grand village of the Natchez Indians. City cemetery. Site of Fort Rosalie. Yeah. Antebellum homes. Merry Christmas. That's where I watched the video. The Rhythm nightclub fire, April 23rd, 1940. The second deadliest nightclub fire in U.S. history broke out in the all-black Rhythm Night Club near the Natchez Business District. The small one-story club was packed with over 300 African-American young adults that had come to hear Walter Barnes and his Royal Creolans, an 8-piece band from Chicago. The building interior was decorated with drapes of Spanish moss sprayed with flammable pesticide, and the building's windows and back doors were boarded up to prevent gate crashes. Fire broke out near the entrance and quickly spread through the decorations, engulfing the entire building in flame and smoke. A significant number of the city's young African Americans were killed, 209 in all, many from smoke inhalation or from being crushed by the panicked crowd. The lyrics of Howlin' Wolf's Natchez Burning recount this tragic story in a blues song. This is Walter Barnes with his sophisticated swing orchestra from Chicago. Look, this is the Mississippi Steamboat Pilot House replica here. Let's go check it out. Nicely decorated for Christmas. And here's the steering wheel. Look, they've even got flowers, Christmas flowers in the bathroom. Wow, what a neat place. Well, look, Fort Rosalie. There she be. All right. Looks like we're going downtown here. And what is that park right there? Couldn't read it. And the corner bar is literally on the corner. Wow, look at this. Wow, this is cool. I don't know if I've ever been to downtown Natchez or not. And this must be the courthouse. I bet you, yeah. That's it, all right. Wow. And this is Pearl Street. And this is downtown. Wow, nice. This is the Chez Eola Hotel. Oh, and I better pay attention here. And I turn here on Franklin Street. Wow, they got all kinds of really nice buildings. I gotta come back here. I like the Christmas decorations. And downtown. Neat old buildings. New Orleans style balconies. Okay, I'm following 84, going eastward. It's a nice old house there. Kudzu, look at it. It got whipped up on by the frost. Go away, Kudzu.